Flosstube, it's Kathy from To Die House. Today is Friday, July 20th, and I have the day off from work, which is fantastic. So I thought I'd make my next video. This is video number 2. I have to say, I want to start off by just thanking everyone who watched and subscribed and commented and liked, and I'm flabbergasted. I'm just overwhelmed with how wonderful and welcoming everyone has been, and I just wanted to say thank you. It's been just I'm just getting such a charge out of it, and it was kind of unexpected. I sort of thought, well, maybe if I had 20 people, 20 of my closest stitchy friends watch, I'd be happy. But I've just been received so well and with such a warm welcome by everyone, and so I just really wanted to say thank you, and to let you know that I'm just so grateful. The second thing I wanted to do is to give some thanks, and the first person I wanted to give thanks to was Amy Loves Toads. Amy mentioned me in one of her videos and was just, she's a doll. I mean, she's just such a sweet person, and I was really just I'm kind of at a loss for words, and that's so unusual for me. Usually I'm like, so yeah, thank you, Amy, for giving me a shout out. I really appreciate it. And then Kay's Cross Stitch. Kay also mentioned me in one of her videos, and I love the way she introduces new Flosstubers. She is like, she's just like, these are the people that I met, and you might want to also get to know them. And it kind of reminded me of like a Mr. Rogers, these are the people in your neighborhood. And in fact, I've kind of been singing that song lately. Thanks, Cheryl McKinney, because I think I'm singing it after watching your video and seeing your trolley car finish, and I'm going to have to try to find a way to get my hands on that chart because I thought it was really super adorable. But anyway, back to Kay. But it was just really kind of like kind of like a welcome into your kitchen and sit down and have a cup of coffee. It was just adorable, and thank you, Kay. And then the third one is Donna Ray from Flannel Jammy's Farm. When she mentioned me in her video, I mean, I guess I hold her in such high esteem, and I sort of thought, kind of, I'm peanuts compared to Donna Ray. And just that she was so nice and so welcoming, and I was flabbergasted. And kind of a little, and I still am a little choked up about it. It just meant so much to me. So thank you, Donna Ray. I just really appreciate it. And then the other one is Deb and Kath from Snug Harbor Crafts. Kath, we can be best friends. No doubt. No doubt. Consider us besties. Enough said. They're, my prior video, delightful. And they still are. Nothing's changed. Okay. And then I also wanted to let you know who I met as part of this wonderful journey. And these are the people in your neighborhood. So I think I might swipe that line from Mr. Rogers and use it. The first one is Bird Stitcher, Colorado. Her name is Betsy. And she commented on my video, and then she, I think, was also mentioned in Donna Ray's video. And we just like hit it off. Like, there's instant connection sometimes with people. She commented on my video. I went and watched her video. I commented on her video. She lives in Colorado now, but she's originally from New Jersey. I live in New Jersey. And I think she's like close to the circle or part of the circle that my friend Jen, who lives in Colorado, is part of. So it's kind of like all these worlds sort of came together. It was it's really neat. Just way cool. And the other one is Silver Scissors, Elizabeth. I watched her video as well, and you know, it's like everybody brings something so different to the table, and her style of stitching is maybe a little different than mine, but I found it to be so so fun to watch, and I just really enjoy watching you, Elizabeth. And then the other one is Stitching Mama Aubrey. Another one. You people are amazing. And Aubrey, you are fantastic. I just really enjoyed your video so much. And I think I actually kind of watched it twice. Not that that's a bad thing. It's a good thing, right? It's a good thing. And now I'm quoting Martha Stewart. It's getting it's getting serious, folks. Okay. And the other person I wanted to thank is Crazy Annie's. I think a lot of you are familiar with that business, especially if you're on Facebook, you see her a lot. And Annie Miller. But in my prior video, I was talking about a homespun elegance chart that didn't come with a charm, and like she just chimed right in. She's like, "Oh, I think I have it. I can send it with your next order," and I'm on auto ship for a By the Bay series with them, and so I'm just like how? Oh, look at my I got little rogue curls going on up here. Now I got enough. Oh, criminy. Yeah, so just, you know, I just thought, I was like, I think I'm just in love with you all. I do. I think I'm in love with you all. It's a wonderful thing. I wanted to talk about my Farmer's Fair entries. I'm not going to enter the State Fair here in New Jersey. It's a little too far away. I really don't know a lot about the State Fair here in New Jersey. I think some of the Midwest and Western states have really big, great state fairs, but I do have a county fair, and I live in Warren County in New Jersey, and it's a very agricultural area, so they have the Farmer's Fair, and I have all the paperwork, but I wanted to show you what I plan to enter, and their theme this year is we're a little bit country. That's how we roll. So I can enter just a regular piece under. They didn't have a cross stitch category. They had a needlepoint, but not a cross stitch. So I'm going to enter a piece under the miscellaneous category, and then I'm going to enter a piece under the fairs theme for this year. So the first piece that I'm going to enter is I'm all right. I'm all right. And so is my piece. Is this piece. And I'm going to enter this just in the... Okay, I'm a little too close. Move this back a little bit. There it is. Okay. Dilly, Dallying, and Lollygagging allowed. So I'm going to enter this in the miscellaneous category. And this piece, oh gosh, this piece is, this chart came from a friend, my friend Barbara sent me the chart and the fabric for my birthday, and it's an Art to Heart, I believe from Just Another Button Company, and it hangs in my craft room so that as you walk in, you see it. Now, why am I not able to get this? Okay. So it says Dilly, Dallying, and Lollygagging allowed. And there's a little B button. And the cat has found a piece of paper. But I love it. It's kind of my mantra. So I thought, oh, that would be just such a sweet piece to enter. And then we're going to put these down so that the cat doesn't knock them over. I'm probably going to have to stand up for this one. So this piece, I showed you last week I had finished Herb Gatherer, but this is Earth Gatherers by Shepherd's Bush, and I'm going to enter this under the country theme. It's really hard for me to get this in here, so I'm just going to stand back. So those are my fair entries. I had to take those over on Monday night. Is anybody else concerned when they take their stuff over to the fair? Let's see if I can move you a bit. I'm a little concerned that something might happen to them, but I feel like they should take good care of them, right? They will. The other thing, and this is kind of, I think I'm going to start a section of like, that's groovy, because I think I'm a hippie reincarnated. The other thing is that in the course of trying to find out, like, was there even a display at the fair, and how do I enter, and there's a local needlework guild in my county. I didn't even know. And I talked to the nice woman, and they take July and August off, so I haven't been to any meetings yet. But and I don't think that they're specific to cross stitch. I think they're kind of more needlepoint, and I think they do a lot of quilting as well. Not that that's a bad thing, because because if you want to sit amongst like great people, sit amongst quilters. So I think starting in September, I'm going to start. It's like the third Tuesday or something of every month. Oh, and then another groovy thing. Like, it's just pouring. Somebody commented on my video that lives really close to me. I mean, as the crow flies close out here in the country. But I was like, oh my God, we need to get together and stitch. I don't know if she will want to do that or not, but if she does, I am more than willing, and I would love to. Maybe just, see if we can get a group of people one Saturday a month or one Sunday afternoon or something, and I'm willing to coordinate something like that. I can do it. Okay, Farmers Fair. The next thing I have on my agenda is, it's not going to be an ongoing segment, but I thought it was kind of cute. There's junk in my trunk. And so I'm going to insert a video of what I'm talking about right here. Hey everyone, it's a beautiful day here in Northwest New Jersey on top of the mountain. Some blue skies and puffy clouds. And we're going to take a look at the junk in my trunk. Now, I went to a place called the Plant Farm, which is sort of like a local nursery, but they also have like an indoor flea market, and I got some really cool things. So the first thing I found, let's go over the trunk. The first thing I found was this really nifty metal container. It's got really pretty like floral design on the side, handles on both sides. It's crusty and rusty. Well, not rusty, but crusty. It just needs a little cleaning up, and I think I can stitch something to put on top of that and maybe put buttons or something in it. And then the second thing I got was this old cheese board. Again, it's kind of oval in shape, and I thought, oh, I could stitch something and put it right in there and maybe mount it on the wall or put it up on an easel on the shelf. Third thing I got was this old, it's really cool. It's a cooling rack for cookies, and it's just been left out, and so it's definitely got the rusty and crusty look going to it, but I thought if I stitched something and mounted it in the middle, then I could put sort of ribbons across the top and use that as a hanger and hang it on the wall. And then the fourth thing I got was this black metal tray, which I will be using the Priscilla and Chelsea method of magnets to mount things on that. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll paint it. Not quite sure yet. Definitely needs to be cleaned up a little bit. And then the other thing I got, and this is so amazing, take it out of the car for you, is this black cauldron. And lady said, she's like, oh, I think there's an insert and you could probably clean it up and make soup in it. And I was like, there's no way I'm putting food in that. It's just been sitting out too long. But I'm going to have my boyfriend remove the electrical parts of it and drill some holes in the bottom. And I think what I'll end up doing, sorry about the shadow, what I'll end up doing is putting a mum in there or some dry ice around Halloween. But it's got some rust on it and it's just really kind of cool looking. So yeah. And each one of these items is $1 a piece. The cauldron for $1. I can't believe it. So that's the junk in my trunk. So isn't that cauldron the coolest thing? Oh my God. I kind of like when I saw it, she's like, oh, it's $1. I was like, do you have 10 of them? Because, you know, I could put them throughout the yard. They could be everywhere. Cauldrons. So, and it's rusty and crusty. I'm surprised that she even suggested that I cook food in it because I was like, not cooking the food in that. But, yeah, I'm going to wipe it out, have my boyfriend drill some holes in the bottom, take out the electrical box, and I'm going to keep my mums in there this autumn. And let me tell you, I'm waiting for autumn. Like, once July 4th passes, I kind of go into fall gear. I mean, granted, I'm like, I know that it's a little premature, but yeah, I'm a fall girl. Okay, a little haul, and this is actually, this is unfinished business from last week. So, I meant to tell you that, series that, that I would like to do, and okay, it started with the frame. So I found this, and it was in AC Moore, and it was like, it was on sale, and then I had sort of like the 20% off regular price and clearance. So it came down to like $8 for this thing, right? And, that's when it's a sin to leave it in the store, so you gotta take it home. But then I was sort of like, well, now what do I do? Now what do I do with it? And I have these Lizzie Kate Flippets for the month. So I have, the January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, cute, back to school, October, really adorable, November, and then December, right? So I have the entire series, and I thought what I would do is when I stitch them, I'll stitch like January on one side, but then July would be on the back side of it, and then I'll stick it in here so that I'll have like January, February, March, April, May, June, or January, February, March, April, May, June. And then instead of having to take them out and replace it, if I have the remaining 6 months on the back side, then I just have to flip it over on, come on, right? That's the plan. Then I thought, well, maybe I should try and find another one of these. I think I've seen one recently. It was either in Michael's. Maybe I'll have to go back to AC Moore. Not that that's a bad thing. And get another one and then have my boyfriend kind of like drill them together. And then I could have just the entire 12 months. But I'm not sure. I kind of like the idea of 6 months and then flipping it in 6 months. So I'm not sure about that. What do you think? Do you think I should try to find another one, or do you think I should go with the front and back idea? Open for suggestions. Okay. A little more haul, and okay. These are I got these at the New Jersey retreat, and I had forgotten to show you last week. But these cute little JDW designs, again, really fast. Christmas Village 1, Christmas Village 2, Christmas Village 3. Get that little gristmill. And then Christmas Village 4. I thought they were really neat, and you know how I'm a lover of the models, so yeah, so they were really cute, stitched up. And then the other thing, let me go through these first. And then I found this little, and apparently I have a thing now too for bluebirds. Not that I never didn't, but this Biscornu, Tiny Modernist bluebirds, really sweet. And I've never done a Biscornu, so if you've done one, I'm interested to hear your experiences. I'm a little intimidated by them, I think. Yeah, but they're beautiful. Oh, and then I got a Jeanette, I think it was Jeanette Douglas. I call it my big ass Biscornu because it was a Biscornu. It was like the size of a pie, and then like this deep, so the size of a cake. Elena B, you probably could make a better analogy than I can when it comes to baked goods and cross stitch. But these cute little cuties, Prairie Schooler. Look at that, so cute. Really, really adorable. This was the first one I got. And this was when I traded charts with somebody, or somebody sent me a chart, and she sent me this as a thank you for the trade. It was kind of like a little bonus thing. And I was like, that's really cute. So that's that. This is also something that I had forgotten to bring with me last week, but this is Jeanette Douglas, the little apple seed. I really love it. It's a needle book. Isn't it cute? And I think it's small, adorable little finish, right? And then, let's see. I thought it was more organized. Sorry. I picked this up at the Jersey retreat. I love the idea of the plum pudding at Christmas time. Again, look at so cute. And then I saw on Etsy, it's punch needle. And I love every single one of the designs that was included. And it's the Woolly U. Now, I thought this was also plum pudding. As it turns out, it's supposed to be a cookie. But it looks like plum pudding to me, so I'm going with it. So I think I'm going to try to pair these two up in a little Christmas display once I am brave enough to take on the punch needle. A couple of other little things. My emoji bag. I love emoji bags. Well, I love emojis. I mean, and I love gifts too. So like, it's kind of funny because I'm like, I try to do whole conversations without even using words, but I just use like emojis and stuff. It's probably not the best way to communicate, but it makes it fun. So you have my little emoji bag. Really cute needleworkers notions. Just so cute. Love it. I think this one's my favorite. Like the, oh. Can you see the little moon on the bead? Isn't that beautiful? Needleworkers notions. These are all needleworkers notions. And then, I don't know why you need so many scissor fobs, but I feel like I changed them with the season. Do you do that too? This, look. The owner of this shop gets these lampwork tulip beads from, she brings them over from the Ukraine. And, they're like, as beautiful as they are on camera, in person they're even more stunning. I mean, I have a couple of them. I have one of them on my scissors right now. I didn't bring it over, but, look at the colors. Right? So pretty. And then this is one of my favorite summer ones. The little dragonfly. Daisy, please don't. Thank you. Let me see. Okay, do you see that? Clearly, I need to get more practice there in front of my camera. And then this is so cute. So cute. When you're singing about your fobs, you know you're in a good place. Let's see. There it is. Little snowman. And look at the beads. So, I'm fob singing. And I have hair in my hair. So yeah, I bought several of them because I like to change all of my stuff out. And the other thing that I'm finding now is that I'm buying a lot of like extra scissors so that I can keep my fobs out all the time. Oh, and look at the pull on the zipper bag is an emoji. There it is. Little shades. And then on the flip side, little heart eyes. Very cute. So yeah. Man, I went down the rabbit hole on that one, didn't I? Woo! Okay, so plum pudding we did. Yeah, so I have some haul. The first one I want to show you is this. I won. Amy Loves Toads had a giveaway for the Hawk Run Hollow SAL that's coming up, and I won that. And never won anything before in my life, but I won that. So I need to find my words. Look at the little farm Hawk Run, and then they included patriotic Hello Kitty. Come on. I'm like, as Kev would say, am I dead on the floor? Yes, I am, Kev. I'm dead on the floor. So cute. So I got that. A couple of, I'm going to try to whip through these. Heartstring Samboree, Woodland Edition, the Festive Little Fobs. Really cute. And then, I can't believe I didn't get this earlier. Cross Stitch Nation. I belong to the Cross Stitch Nation. Cross Stitch Nation. Really cute. This one was a find. I got this on Stash Unload. And it's a Blackbird. You know how I feel about Blackbird. The Sweetheart Sampler. And I just thought it was so beautiful. And the copyright on it is 2005. So it's kind of a vintage one. I really love that. Summer House Stitchworks is kind of a new fave of mine as well. Winter Cometh. I feel kind of like Game of Thrones on that one. Like, you know, winter is coming. But look at the jingle bells that they framed it with. Really cute. Really, really cute. So I'll be doing that. I love it. And the bird with the scarf. Shut the front door. Another find, Stash Unload. I've been doing a lot of shopping on Stash Unload lately. Woo! Blackbird, the wild berries. I really love this. Really love it. Really love it. I got this on Stash Unload as well. Little House Needleworks Plant Kindness. I just thought it was really sweet. And a really good message. You know, and then the birds. And say no more, right? The hen pecked. I got this from Needle Case Goodies. You know, I think I mentioned last time how much I love the Quaker type of flowers. But look at the chickens. Oh, just to die for. To die for. Another Blackbird. Hear the crickets sing. I picked this up from Needle Case Goodies as well. I just thought it was really beautiful. Another vintage Blackbird, Sailing Home, it's called. And I don't know why this appealed to me so much, because when I looked at it on the surface, I was like, oh. But then if you look really close, there are sailboats riding the waves, and I was like, ugh. And on the back it says, a boy's birth sampler. And I have a friend who's having a baby soon, and I wouldn't be able to get it done in time. I mean, when I say soon, I mean like in the next couple weeks. But I might do that for her. This was a Stash Unload find. I had a moment with this. And I think I still am having, I just can't believe I was lucky enough to get this. They're Blackbird's Loose Feathers. Yeah. So we got the summer and the autumn. And the winter. And so they are stitched together into one piece, or you can do them individually. I'm going to do the one piece. I had a moment with them when I saw them on Stash Unload and somebody commented that they wanted them, and then I guess upon further inspection or something decided to pass, and I was the next in line. And I still, like, when I got these, and I'm still a little kind of choked up. Sister's choked up. Nice coffee. Yum. Okay, get over myself. All right, onward. Elizabeth designed a house of my own. I thought this was so cute. Really, really cute. It was, you know, Stash Unload, and it says, a little house on the hill, green grass and apple trees, a little house of my own, wild flowers and honeybees. And look, it's just the cutest little thing. And I think it's a pretty easy stitch. Looks like it. So, so I got that. Also Stash and Load, the Friends alphabet. Really cute. And then I picked up the Prairie Schooler, Prairie School Year in the Rounds. I love that sun. I love them all, but that sun and then the moon and the stars, they're my favorites. And the reason I love that sun is because CBS Sunday Morning is one of my favorite shows, or it kind of was while Charles Osgood was hosting it. I haven't really watched it much anymore. It's kind of taken the programming. It has nothing to do with who's hosting it now. It's really more the type of program that it's become. I used to watch it because it was like my Sunday morning church. And at one point, I went into New York and for a post-show event that CBS Sunday Morning was doing, and just being in the same room with Charles Osgood, you know, it's one of those life moments where you're like, I'll never ever forget this. I'll insert a picture here of me on the set. And my mom and I used to watch it together on Sunday mornings, and it's like, it was kind of like my spiritual time with my mom after she passed. But also, I just love the show, and that sun reminded me of it. Long story, right? And then I picked up Stash Unload, this Noel sampler. I just thought it was so cute. Really, really cute. This was also a Stash Unload. This is also, like, I know you should say, like, I know my life approach is people first and things. But there are some things that in my life, by the Drawn Thread, it's a photo album cover. I got it on Stash Unload. Now, first of all, we know how much I love the Beatles in my life. Just a fabulous song. And it's finished into kind of like a sewing roll, I think. You know. So, in my life, I love them all, it says. Okay, onward. Can we have a moment for that? more stash unload, right? So Jeanette Douglas, because now I'm having an affair with Jeanette, and this is Quaker Stitches. And then the lady that I purchased that from said, hey, you know, I have vintage stars and vintage flowers as well. So I said, send them on over. So that's vintage stars and vintage flowers. Isn't that pretty? So pretty. And then I picked up the Nubble and stash unload as well. I had a really good stash unload week. Sometimes, you know, I go like several weeks without, and I'm like, yeah, it doesn't tickle my fancy, whatever. And then, you know, bang, zoom, right? And this is Blackbird. Again, it's a vintage chart, Home of the Brave. I love how it's kind of red work. What's the copyright on this? I don't see it off the top of my head. It's an oldie. 2002. There it is. Oh, can't show you that. It's a chart. I did order from Jen Stitching Niche. She did her first design. Congratulations, Jen. I just thought, I call people chickadee, chickie. It's kind of one of my greetings, and I was like, this is so cute. Look at the little eggs. And then she packaged it up. She has limited edition floss from Gentle Art and fabric, and comes with a little backing fabric as well. And then little egg buttons. So she made a little kit. It's exclusive to her shop, and I was like, that's a fantastic idea, but two, it's so stinking adorable. And then I picked up Fractor Bird as well. I saw Teresa Kitten Stitcher talking about this, and I was like, oh, that really is very pretty. And it comes with the floss and the little spool and the adorbs. I did get my current issue of, or my issue of Cross Stitch, just Cross Stitch, the Halloween edition. And there are, I'm not going to do a flip through, but there are several charts in here that I will probably do. And at that time, I'll let you know which ones they are, because stash is growing, but the whips are not. So I picked these up from Needle Case Goodies as well. The Plum Street Sampler craziness, right? Ye Old Crow. This is Heart and Hand, the Old Crow sampler. I thought that was really, really sweet. The other thing I did was, because I'm ordering so many of these silhouette type of samplers, I ordered a cone of DMC 310 because I was like, gonna need it. I don't know what I'm gonna, I just wanted to have this in my stash. I don't know anybody who's getting married. I really liked the flower arch across the top, kind of that swag across the top, and I was like, well, if I know anybody who gets married, or maybe I'll just put, you know, my name on there or something and stitch that up. Really, really cute. Oh, yeah, Needle Case Goodies. So the Plum Street, I got the Merfolk's Eden. Look at the Narwhal, the dolphins. Look at the Narwhal. Thanks, Mr. Narwhal. Hope you find your dad. Does anybody know what that's from? The cow pile. Really cute. Like the thistle-y type of flowers. I did get blue skin. I really like this, and I didn't think I would, but when I got it, I'm like, boy, that's really pretty. Really, really pretty. And maybe it's because it's colonial, you know. And we dig that. And then pandas and parrots. I thought it was so cute. My brother-in-law is Chinese, and so I'm always looking for things, you know. The pandas at the National Zoo are from China. So I'm always looking for panda type of things, you know, to do for him, because they're kind of unusual and not difficult to find, but like they're not everywhere. So, so I think I might do that for him as a little Christmas gift. And then this is Plum Street from the Deep, and this is an older chart. I got this from the Cottage Needle on Etsy. I thought she was really cute. How cute. Groovy. I think she's groovy. I got this, Lynette showed this. This is one of my favorite hymns. I am not a religious person, but you know, I'm like, I love hymns. I love the sound of them, and I thought this was a beautiful design. And this is just one of my favorite hymns. It's just kind of haunting, and I feel like sometimes I have an out-of-body experience when I hear it, because it's kind of, it has that effect on me. Prairie Schooler. This is another year design. Look at the turkey. The turkey I thought was just super adorable. And those shamrocks up there. Adorbs. And look at the New Year's one. I like the clock of New Year's. Very cute. New York Dreamer, summertime. This will be going back into my stash because it didn't make it into whips this year. So I will be filing it. By the Bay. This is the series I was telling you about that I get from Crazy Annie's, and this is the 8th in the chart. But look at the entire series. Isn't that gorgeous? And I ordered at the very beginning of this auto ship. You had the option of ordering all the floss with it, so I did that, and so I have everything I need. I just need to get it started. I'm like, slacker. Okay, so just a couple of downloads. This was that from Stone Street Stitchworks. I thought was really, really pretty. I thought that would be really, really nicely done, beaded. And then I love this little lamp with the 2 houses in it. And then I was like, oh, I could kind of pair that with my plum pudding stuff. Apparently, I might have been related to Charles Dickens in a former life because I love all that. Yeah, and then the July 4th one I just thought that was really, really pretty. Really pretty. Okay, where am I at? I'm at 41 minutes. I am not keeping this short. Damn. Oh, Lynette's daughter, eldest, is stitching this. And I was like, oh, she's doing such a beautiful job. I need to get that as well. Not all those who wander are lost. A couple of other little doodaddy things. Coloring cotton. I got my fabric of the month. This one is called Carrara Marble. Boy, that's really pretty. And then this I ordered from her. I received it as a fabric of the month, and then she opened it up so that you could purchase more because it's really gorgeous. It's called Sampler Gold, and I ordered 2 more of these as well. So better get stitching, right? Okay, so that's that. And then the other thing I wanted to show you, just some previous finishes, and oh my god, 42 minutes. I'm gonna have to edit this out a little bit. Too much. I wanted to show you some previous finishes. My mom embroidered. She had an embroidery machine and made this little butterfly towel. I found it. When I was unpacking a box, I found it. My mom also did, this is from the 1970s. I remember this hanging up with the shag carpet. But it's got the candle wicking in it. And I'm going to put that in my craft room. Because I kind of need to have her around me at all times. And then my mom did this one as well. It's the crewel work. Again, so 1970s. But really cool. Really cool. I am destructive today. Ay, caramba. And then she did this one as well. Love that one. The black-eyed Susan flowers, butterflies and bees. Love that one. And these are, I mean, think about it. They're 40 some odd years old, right? This is one I did. This is a shepherd's bush. I think it's rose garden or something. And then it came as a kit with the painted mat. Rose garden. And the little froggy charm. Amy, you'll love that little froggy charm. And then this bad boy, I'm going to stand up for this one. Can you see? Yeah, it's a monster. It's a monster. So this was a drawn thread. It took me 7 years to do this one. And it was my first really big, I mean, I'm 5'2". That freight is probably 4.5 feet tall. So, I need a crew to help me move it around. It's huge. Okay, a couple of FOs. I made, these were primitive hair designs. I think it was a freebie actually. It's slan, and it's the positive and the negative, so I think I'll finish it into like a little fobby type of thing. I was born on St. Patrick's Day, so you know, you gotta stitch the shamrocks, right? And then this is with thy needle. Something that I finished a little while back. Bloom. And this is on Ren fabric. I love this and that little hummingbird. That little hummingbird to me is everything. And we have them now. I haven't seen them, but my boyfriend, when he's out walking the dog, he said they're hanging around the hibiscus bush. So, and then finally, you saw this, my last video, and I was so close to finishing it, but Santa is done. Done. Done, 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 done. And is going out to Jill Runsell. And I'm going to take it off the hanger so you can see it. But it is finito, finito. I mean, where am I at here? Here we go. So the last time you saw it, I had the words at the bottom and some beading to do, and that whisper. And let me tell you, the 4-letter words were flying when I was working with that whisper. I was thinking of you, Pam, how much like you do not enjoy that, and I can say that I am totally in agreement. It was, the 4-letter words were flying, and even when I was doing the phrase at the bottom, I kept making mistakes. It was almost like I had this mental block to finishing it. Like I was terrified of finishing it. And, but yeah, when I got it done, look at the beads. The beads are in, ta-da, ta-da. I love it. I really love it. And I can't wait to get it back from Jill Runsell. I have to get it out to her first, of course. But I was like, girl, you're going to end up on the naughty list if you don't watch your tongue. So, to talk to get myself a talking to. Straighten my act out. Okay, a couple of little things. Just progress report. I still need to edit this down. This is Old Red Barn, and this is where I'm at. So I'm getting there. I decided in the design there are pumpkins in the barn and pumpkins here. I'm going to use some of my Just Another Button Company buttons for those, so that so then I just stitch the grass all the way across, fill it in the gaps. So that's one, and then the other, and this is really kind of all the stitching I've gotten done this week, because Santa was, or the last couple weeks, Santa was the mission. Like I had other things going on, and any chance I had, I went back to that Santa. So this is Little House Summer ABCs. And I did actually I got the alphabet done. Right, so I think the last time you saw it, I was here at ice cream, so I did finish out the alphabet. Watermelon. And I've started on the motifs, and that's how I do them. I know people, I just like getting that alphabet done for some reason. Maybe it just gives me some kind of weird sense of accomplishment. Okay, so those are my whips that I've actually made progress on. Everything else has been sitting because Santa. I did want to show you, I found this little frame in Michael's, and it was on clearance, and they had 3 of them, so I got all 3. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but it's kind of cute, right? And then the other thing I wanted to show you, and it's just like a little tip and a trick, and it was passed on to me by my friend Jen, and then I saw another friend of mine also talk about it, and it's these little spongy doohickeys, and I think Stitcherista Danielle had also mentioned it. So I got this from Stony Creek. It's a little plastic case, and it has a sponge in it, right? So I used to use Thread Heaven, and then I found that my thread was knotting. So a couple of my friends were using this method, and I was like, I don't want to put water, especially on reds, it runs. So what you do is you dampen the sponge, and you don't get it wet, it's just damp. And then you take your thread, and I'm going to take a piece of thread here. I gotta tell you, I'm really impressed. But you can see, let's snip this bad boy. Okay, so you can see against my shirt, like kind of how looks like my crazy curly hair, right? And I was using Thread Heaven, but I found that somehow, I don't know if it was just, I don't know what was happening, but for me, it seemed to be making my thread knot. So, and I have 2 strands here, 2 strands of thread. So you just run it across the damp sponge, and I swear it is the equivalent of ironing your thread. And I just do it a couple times, and look at that. Well, let's see, you can see. Straight. Shocking, and then it makes the threads lie exactly side by side. Woo, wrinkly hand, sister, moisturizer. And so your stitches stay flat and even. This car had an independent rear suspension. What movie? So yeah, so I thought that's groovy. And then the last thing before we go, I'm a jar saver. I think a lot of my whole family's a jar saver. But these jars, look at the little red check, and they're just beautifully shaped. They've got the little, this is from Bon Maman strawberry preserves. They're French preserves. You can get them in the grocery store. From a price point perspective, they may be maybe a little more expensive than like other brands, but let me tell you, it is worth every penny, and it's not that much more expensive. Honestly, it's like maybe 20 cents more, 30 cents more for the jar. I don't think the jar is as big as like the giant Smucker's one, but the strawberry preserves, the raspberry preserves, especially if you're baking cookies and you want to put like a little raspberry preserve in. Yeah, so I'm thinking I could figure out how to, I almost don't want to cover up the red and white, but I have to figure out how I can use these. Maybe stitch something and put it around it, or I don't know. But I save these jars after I've eaten all the preserves. Delish. Okay, I think that's all that I have for today, because that was bananas. I'm going to edit some of this out so that you're not feeling like, holy crap, sister, do you not do anything else with your life? Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, hit like, leave a comment if you want. Thank you for everything, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Peace.